Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for logging in and joining. Starting right on, Abby's got us started right on time today. We got some people in their car, so everyone be careful in your car. That's what's key. We'll give everyone maybe one more minute just so people log in. Now, even if you're in your car, even if you have your camera off, I don't mind having your camera off as much as I love seeing everyone's smiling face, but you are going to have to be interactive for us to make this fun. So at some point, you're going to have to shout out something interesting. Otherwise, you just got to listen to me talk about a bunch of nonsense. Won't be nearly as fun. All right. So my name is Dan DeMott. I am extremely honored and appreciative to be here. I think so highly of Dana and the amazing organization you guys have there at your One Team Brokerage. So I'll share my story and get started. I've been a lifelong real estate junkie. I got my real estate license first when I turned 18. Got a degree in real estate from Florida Atlantic University. I'm down here in Southeast Florida. And had an opportunity to work in commercial real estate and investing for a number of years, and had a couple other businesses along that journey. But in 2018, I decided to sort of get into residential real estate sales as my primary focus. And that year in 2018, I started like everyone else, calling all my friends and family and hustling around trying to find someone who wanted to buy or sell a house, and slowly built that business up. So my first year, I did just about $4 million of sales. It was 12 or 13 units. And then in 2019, I decided to get very serious, got a coach, got a part-time admin. And that year we did 37 transactions and about $9 million of volume. And then I joined Keller Williams and completely changed the trajectory of my business. And so over the next 2 years, I went from a solo agent with a part-time admin to a team. At one point, we had 10 people, combination of admin and agents. We did 2021, we did 128 transactions for $34 million of volume. So in that pretty quick window there from 2018 to 2021, we went from $4 million to $34 million worth of sales. And in that journey, I'd gotten myself out of production by building that team, and had the opportunity to become the team leader for our market center here in Boynton Beach. And took over, we had 110 agents, and we doubled the size of that market center over the next 2 years, getting to over 235 units, or agents rather. And since then, I've stepped down from the team leader position in order to expand my reach. My professional mission is to help real estate agents become better professionals and elevate the consumer experience for the real estate profession. And so now I'm doing that in the capacity of coaching and lead generation in addition to my team business. So continue to operate my team here in South Florida. And I'm also generating leads for agents across the country who are in my coaching programs. So I'm here today to kind of, with no agenda, but to try to bring some value. I can talk about any part of that journey we went through. I can talk about lead generation strategies that are working now. We can make this a Q&A, or I could also, pop it into a little bit of a presentation and talk about database marketing, which is something I've been spending a lot of time on lately. So I'm gonna let you guys sort of decide that. Feel free to unmute yourself or throw something in the chat. Where would you kind of like the conversation to go if you could talk to someone who took their business from 4 million to 34 million in 4 years?
I have a question. I am paying attention while I'm driving.
I know.
Two questions, actually. What are your lead gen pillars? And I've been an agent for 20 years, and lead conversion has changed quite a bit over the last 7 to 9 months. So I'm wondering what different strategies you've had to employ for lead conversion. I feel like it's as hard as it's ever been. And so I think those are two things I'm interested in hearing about.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for those questions. Yeah, so my primary lead gen pillars, primary is database. I believe as team leader, I got this great opportunity. I met with over 400 real estate agents over a period of 2 years. The one-on-one really got to consult with them. And what I learned from that process, without a shadow of a doubt, is that every successful real estate agent has their database and works it really at a high level to build their business. And the biggest difference between those who are struggling to get up that curve and those who are over it is having their database set up. So that's been true in my business as well. About 60% of our business comes from our database marketing. My secondary lead generation pillars are circle prospecting and online leads, which I generate through Facebook and Instagram. And also we're now expanding into YouTube ads, which seem to be converting really well. I agree with your sentiment. So those are areas where we've got a lot of experience. Database management is my database marketing is the one I'm most passionate about, because I think it's the one most real estate agents could benefit from, either getting set up properly or expanding what they already do. And then happy to talk about circle prospecting. I've been a guest speaker through Vulcan 7 on their system, which I use, and also online leads, which I use KW Command for my online lead generation, and it's fantastic. On the lead conversion side, I will tell you, you're spot on, Stephanie. It is harder than it's ever been. There's not a secret bullet, as best I can tell, but it's simply a conversion. It's just conversion numbers, right? And the agents that I'm working with who are growing most rapidly are the ones who are focused on increasing the top of the funnel. I believe I have a pretty simple idea that I always ascribe to, which is you can do more faster than you can get better. So I guess hypothetically it's possible that you could get better at converting leads or put better system or process in place. But for me, I've always found that I can get more traffic in the funnel and solve my problem much easier and faster than trying to get better at converting. Is that helpful? Awesome. Anybody else? Anybody want to touch on any of those pillars? Anybody have questions about database marketing or circle prospecting?
Hey, this is Stephanie Pugatch from our Dublin/Columbus office.
Hi.
I would love to hear kind of your success story with your database marketing, and how many people are in your database, how many people are you touching every day? What are, like, I guess, top 3 to 5 takeaways as far as, like, if someone were to lead this training today, what should we be doing with our database?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a great question. So I have in my personal database, I have about 3,000 people. I always start with this when I talk about database marketing, because I think a lot of people overthink it. Start wherever you are and add on to it and continue adding on. So when I first, in 2019, when I got a real estate coach, it was a miracle that I got one email out every single month, right? It took all of my commitment to that process. Now we send an email out every week to the database. We send 52 emails. In total, we use a 60 touch program, which I can actually share. Let me see, I should have screen sharing, so I can actually pull that up. If you guys, that's interesting, I'll go into details what that looks like. Let's see here. Hold on one second. So this is, let's see. You guys should be able to see that. So this is from a class that I just taught online, which I'll actually be able to give you all access to at the end of this. But this is the 60 touches that we're using in our database. 52 of those touches are emails. Like I said, we do one a week. We follow 5 templates for that. So we do a home valuation email once a month, or a safe search for any potential buyers. So that could be, if you're using KW Command, Neighborhood Nurture Smart Plan, or like a home bot There's a number of services that provide that, but one email specifically about the value of that customer's home. We do a personal connection newsletter every month. So that's going to have information. It's highly personalized to the individual agent, to me. I'll talk about a podcast I'm listening to, a book I'm reading, a show that I watched, or usually something that I bought my kids on Amazon. I've got 2 little girls, so I always, if you follow me on social media, they're very much part of my brand. And so we always talk about that, just designed to build personalized relationships with people. And that's the one that I get the highest engagement on, honestly. People will go, if your kids like that, buy them this, or if you like that show, watch this one, things like that. Every month we pick one news article and then we share that. So I have a really simple format for that, where I'll just share a link to the article and then the 2 or 3 things in that article that I think they were right about or they got wrong, and how I'm using that information to advise my clients. Then I do a local business feature. So, your favorite restaurant, where you get your hair done, who does your nails, where do you like to, buy your groceries, the farmer's market, any of that kind of stuff, highlighting a local business or a tradesman, and sometimes offering a gift card giveaway is always great. Again, the idea with all these is just they're ways to create engagement. They're all plain text emails. So I don't do any kind of graphic design or anything fancy. I like really low friction to getting them done. So that the emails once a week is sort of the heart of the system. Then we do calls and texts quarterly. We follow the DTD2 system. So if you've been to Bold, you're familiar with that. We work through that system every quarter to contact, and we'll do calls or texts. This is actually the 4 scripts we've picked for this year. So we're in the Q3 now. We're doing vendor referrals. We do alternate between calls or text. So I always create a lot of flexibility there. We try to create those scripts so that they can work for both calls or text messages. Probably the highest impact thing that we've started doing in our database, and if you're not doing this, if you take one thing from today's Zoom, take this one. Do a high touch personalized video text message for people's birthdays and their home anniversaries. So there was a study that was completed. They put people in the MRI machine. They showed them videos and did all this stuff. And what they found was, when you send someone a personalized video, meaning you mention their name and they watch that video, it lights up the exact same part of their brain as if you met with them physically, like you sat down for a cup of coffee. So when I read that, I thought, wow, if I could meet with, if I could have someone perceive that I met with them on any day of the year, what day would I pick? And I said, oh, I'll meet with them on their birthday. So every day we go through the database and go through Facebook. Anybody whose birthday it is, send a personalized video text message. So this is really simple. Hold your phone up in the morning. Hey Abby, happy birthday. I'm so thankful that I know you, and I hope you had a great year, and I hope the next one's even better. Have a great day. And we text that out or send a direct message if you don't have their cell phone for some reason. But that is the most high impact touch in this whole campaign. I cannot tell you how frequently people will message us and go, oh my God, I love that, or thank you, my family forgot to wish me a happy birthday. You can really bring a lot of value to your relationship and a lot of joy to someone's life by sending that birthday video text. And then I also send one on their home anniversary. And I'm a little more sneaky about this one. I always love to include how long they've lived in the house. So I update my database with the exact date they purchased, so I know how many years they've been there, and I'll be sure to say, hey Stephanie, congratulations, it's your home anniversary. Can you believe you've lived there for 7 years? I hope the home is still fitting your needs and you enjoy it and make many more great memories. Have a great day. One, after the first or second year, no one remembers when they bought their house. Two, when you're mentioning, hey, you've been there for 7 years, right? We're sort of subtly planting the seed of like, let's wrap it up. Are we thinking about selling yet? Time to move. So I always like to get that one in there. And again, I think it's just a unique way to be high touch at almost no cost. And then we do two mailers a year, a random holiday or a gratitude card, I think is always good. I like to do Groundhog's Day because it is a holiday, but not really. It's not controversial in any way. And who sends a Groundhog's day card, and so it's memorable. If you other agents I work with do National Craft Beer Day or National Espresso Day, so if you have something that's personalized to you, I think that can be really fun and memorable. And then a classic Happy Holiday, Happy New Year card at the end of the year. So this is the exact system that we use with our database. We've built this up, like I said, it started with me getting one email out every month as a miracle, but we've built it up over time, and it really gets a lot of engagement from our database.
Hey, Dan, on the physical mail, do you send that to all 3,000 people?
Great question. No, I don't. So I use a sorting system in our database. We have ABC. So A's are anyone who we've done business with or who have referred us business or who we would really consider in our close personal sphere. B's are anyone who we've met them, we know them, but we haven't done business yet or not. And then C's are everyone else, any online leads or people that just end up in your database. So A's, we always send. A's will usually definitely get a card, sometimes get a gift, especially coming into the end of the year for people who've referred us business. B's will give a card too as well. C's just get an email. Great question. That's a great way to sort of segregate your database as it gets bigger to save costs.
I have a question on the email you say you sent out. This is Michelle Lorms. I'm in Northern Kentucky.
Hi, Michelle.
And hello. And what I wanted to, do you use MailChimp or do you just use Command to send out those emails?
I use Command. I use Command Mail, and again, like I said, I do them. I always do them as plain text emails. So I can actually pull up the one we just sent out this month. The reason I do plain text is twofold. One is it renders properly everywhere. So whether someone's looking at it on their cell phone or on a tablet or on a computer, plain text always looks good, and so I like that. Second, I just think it feels more personal, which I don't necessarily have the science to back this up, but my gut instinct is people are more likely to open it because it looks like you typed up an email versus one with a lot of graphics and pictures, which sometimes don't render properly and also won't necessarily, well, kind of just looks like spam. But I'll show you here. This is the one we just sent out on this past Tuesday. It is set up as a smart plan. This was a news article share. So you can see here, I just typed up a little summary, a link to the article, and then put what are my 4 key points, and then what that means for buyers and sellers. A really, really simple format. And all of the emails more or less look like some variation of this.
In your business spotlight, do you include photos of your businesses that you're promoting, or is it just an email format like that? Just their
email format like that. You can put a photo in. I think that can be nice. And listen, you can take this as far as you like, right? I've seen some great local business highlights where people make a video. You could use BombBomb, or you can insert a link to a YouTube video. I just always like to keep it really simple. That's sort of just my style. So I'll just highlight the business and just say, my favorite Greek restaurant in Palm Beach County is Chris's Taverna. When I go, I always get chicken salad, no onions, no feta, and try the spanakopita, as an appetizer. And then I'll say, either if I can get, sometimes I try to get a discount. If I can, I'll do that, sort of like a mention, that I referred you and you'll get a 10% discount if you can work that out in advance with the owner. Or I'll just, post the website or the address for the restaurant or the location, and just, let them know that I highly recommend it. But I try to keep it really simple.
Awesome, thanks. Do you do a lot of events as well?
I don't. I never did events. I know a lot of people who have great success with them. I worked with a lot of agents who did, or who do rather. But that's not been one of my strategies. I'm not much of a event planner personally, so. Well, so someone, Stephanie, Stephanie, you put in a question about online lead generation through command. So I love online lead generation through command. If you're not taking advantage of it, personally, I'd say it's probably the thing Keller Williams agents underutilize the most, meaning it is a huge competitive advantage over agents at any other brokerage that we have, and it's really underutilized. I'll actually pull up my command campaign here, a couple of them. So I've been testing campaign ads, and these will work in any market. I've tested them in several places around the country. If you go into your campaigns, what I love about command ads is that it's way easier to run them through command than it is to create them in the Facebook Ad Manager. And we get the benefit of our bulk buying, meaning when you buy ads through command, all Keller Williams agents who buy ads on that day all buy together, and so we really get substantially discounted prices. So this is an ad, I'll show you, I'll pull this up. This is an ad I'm running right now in several markets. It's converting at a really high level. Hopefully this will load. It does sometimes have a problem with Safari. See if I'll pull that up, but we've got 56 here in Palm Beach County. We got 56 leads out of this for $1.78 a lead. And what I really love is how it comes into command automatically with the full name, email address, and phone number for all these, and the ability to tag them. So these were 56 buyer leads that came in off of an ad advertising for a bank-owned homes list. And they come in, they automatically get assigned to Courtney on my team. And then we leverage the smart plans to automatically put them on a drip campaign. One of the things we're really finding with the online leads is to almost exclusively move to a text-based follow-up. Text messages are converting much higher than phone calls are, and we're finding that people are starting to actually respond later and later in the funnel. So extending out those follow-up plans is really great. So the bank-owned home one is one that does really well. Also, our new construction ad, this is one I'm running in, I ran for an agent that I coach in Myrtle Beach. So we got 10 leads for him for $4.94 a lead. He actually ended up putting one of these houses in contract, getting a buyer who was looking for a new construction home, cash buyer, and did that really quickly. So online leads are doing extremely well. Running them through command is great. If that ends up being something that people are really interested in, I would love to come back and do a class specifically on that, because I could do it's really 1 to 2 hours to really get that whole process, and I take you through how to create those ads.
I have a question.
Yes.
With the training and stuff, is there anything you would recommend with like command training or the resources? Do you use the resources that Keller Williams provides, or do you all have a tech director that has showed you all of that?
Yeah, I love I love all the Keller Williams command stuff. Donnie Brookman is doing a fantastic job. So the command YouTube channel is a great resource. So watching that stuff is great. The other thing I would just where I learned most of it is experimenting, right? Trying different things and really digging, just experimenting and then refining that process over time, because the command is so powerful. The ability and to use it for online leads is a huge opportunity, but it takes a little bit of experimentation to really get it down.
The other question I had is, how are you capturing emails?
On the online leads?
Like if they don't come from online leads, how are you capturing, like, I guess, your sphere of influence emails and stuff?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I love that. One of the things that I always tell people is if you text someone and ask them for their email address, 99.9% of the time they're just going to text it to you. Everyone's afraid that they're going to say, well, what are you sending me, or why do you want my email? Almost never happens. So I always use a script. I always say, hey, I thought of you the other day and I wanted to send you an email, and I realized I don't have one. What's the best email for you? That sort of assumptive, like what is the best email and can you send it to me? Almost always gets people to just send it to your email. So that's a great question. If you're cleaning up your database and you're missing them, if you're missing any piece of information, just send a message and ask for it. If you direct message people and say, hey, I wanted to send you a card. I had a client in my database. Shame on me. 4 years ago, I sold her house here in South Florida. She moved to Texas. I don't know. I just never came up. I never checked it. I would always text her just, how are you? And I realized we were missing the information. And I just texted her and asked for it. She sent it. Didn't even think twice, right? If I had kept that, if I'd had that information, it wouldn't have been accurate anyway. So I think there's no problem with, if you ask people, for the most part, they're going to give you their information. Good question, though. Let's see, Marissa, webinar on Facebook ads to recommend. Yeah, absolutely. We can definitely do that. I will show you one thing that this could really be relevant. Here's sort of one quick trick for running Facebook ads. Running Facebook ads through command is very cost effective. The key is to have a good strategy. And here's one thing that you can really leverage, which is running ads in locations outside of your market. So I think what most real estate agents get wrong with Facebook ads that they run through command is they run them in their immediate market, which intuitively makes sense because you're there and you want to get buyers who are in your immediate market. But the reality is, especially when it comes to online search, people are moving into your market, are starting their search earlier in online, right? So how could we capture them? So I do have a tool that I use, which I'm going to pull up a website here. I'll share this. So there is a website called howmoneywalks.com. This will give you sort of the key strategy that I use to get, I would say, better than average results for people when it comes to online leads. So what this website, How Many Walks, does is tracks the migration, IRS tax migration data. Basically, they track every year where people are coming from or going to. So you guys are generally in like the Ohio area, correct? So if I'm looking,
Kentucky.
You're in Kentucky? Well, we can do Kentucky too, since you spoke up. Who is that?
Stephanie.
Stephanie, all right, you're gonna help me out. So hold on, let's go back. Since you volunteered, you're going to get the benefit. So if I click on Kentucky, where in Kentucky are you?
Lexington, Richmond, that whole central area.
Central.
North.
Richmond, I'm with you here. All right,
Yeah.
so how about county? Give me a county you're in.
Fayette.
You're in Fayette County, fantastic. I got you right here. So I click on Fayette County, right? And here's what I get if you look on the left side here, right? Where did people move from? And this is probably going to make more sense to you than it does to me, obviously, but it says most people move to Fayette County from Pike County, and then from Boyd County and Perry County. And then where do people move to, right? Where do people leave and go to? So people left and went to Jessamine County, Travis County, Texas, interesting, or Scott County, Kentucky. Now,
Yep.
with you, that makes sense to you?
It does, yes.
Okay, and what's sort of the reason? Why would somebody move out of Fayette, move to Jessamine, let's say?
There's more land with each house. The lots are smaller in Fayette County. Also, the inventory levels have been lower. So a lot of people have moved to those two, Scott and Jessamine County, in order to just be able to find something that suited their needs.
Sure. And then how about people coming to Fayette County, coming from Pike or Boyd? Why would maybe somebody?
Those are rural counties in eastern Kentucky that don't have a lot of industry. And so as things shut down, they're coming here for better jobs.
Love that. Okay. So here's how we use this information to inform your Facebook strategy, right? If I want to advertise listings that are in Fayette County, right? I've got listings, or my office has listings. I want to attract the buyers who are going to buy in my neighborhood, in my county. We want to run those ads in Pike County, Boyd County, Perry County, right? Because we know people are leaving those counties and coming to where you are. So if I'm sitting in Pike County, Kentucky, and in my job, I just got laid off from my job, or I'm, gonna move in, to the Lexington area, and I want to look in Fayette County. If I see an ad for a house for sale in Fayette, I'm more likely to click on it, right? And conversely, if you have listing, if you want to find people who are in Fayette County who are going to move, meaning they are likely to be sellers in Fayette County and they'll be buyers somewhere else, right? We want to run ads for property in Jessamine or Scott County, right? In Fayette. So we'll find listings there, right? Reach out to another Keller Williams agent who has listings there. Say, can I run some ads for your listings? Which, odds are they're going to say yes. And you're going to run those properties advertised in Fayette County, right? Because someone sitting in Fayette County is looking for more land, let's say, and they're going to go, okay, that's where I would want to go. That's what I'm looking for. See, this tax data tells us where people are coming from and going to. You have the logical reasons, Stephanie, as to why they're doing it. You understand it. So if you're going to run those ads, you're going to find nice large lots and what people are looking for when they move out to Jessamine. You're going to find those listings and run those ads in Fayette County. That's how you're going to find people who are looking to leave, in that direction, and vice versa. For whatever reason, somebody's going to move from Pike County to Fayette. Let's show them that type of property. That makes sense? So that strategy alone is going to go the biggest way in driving down your cost per lead, just because you're showing people, you're taking advantage of this geographic, data to show people something that the data tells us they want to see, right? Same reason here in South Florida, we have people move up the coast. So Palm Beach County is sort of centralized. It's more expensive south of us in Broward County. It's less expensive north of us in St. Lucie County. So we run ads for listings that are in St. Lucie County here in Palm Beach County, because we know people sell here and move by there because homes are more affordable. And conversely, we run Palm Beach County listings south of us in Broward County because we know people are moving up from Broward to where we are. Not everyone, of course, people move inside the county, but we want to go where the data is giving us the best indication that the most movement is happening, because that's going to really help Facebook hone in, and you're going to get really outsized results. I would tell you that the cost, you will get more leads at probably about a 30% lower cost using this strategy than if you just run the ad in your county. Meaning if you just run a Fayette listing in Fayette County.
That is amazing information.
Awesome. See, I knew we'd find a way to deliver some great value here. How many walks.com? Yep, perfect. Yeah, anybody have any questions on that, or how to?
Hey, Dan, this is Stephanie in Dublin again. The ad that you ran where you got like 56 leads, I can't remember which one it was. What was your budget on that ad?
Yeah, great question. So I think that one might have been, let me see, actually here, I have that pulled up. I'm going to switch over. The one we got 56 was $100 budget, $1.78 a lead. I'm going to, while we're chatting, I'm going to open up Chrome here, because the ads will actually pull up in Chrome. They won't, sometimes they don't come up in Safari.
Do you do like a certain amount for depending on like what house it is or what ad it is, or do you just kind of do $100 across the board? Yeah,
so here's what here's the pricing strategy. Thank you for that follow-up question. Here's the kicker with Facebook ads. So before I open that up, we'll talk about this. I like to spend at least $6 a day on the ads. So if you have a lower budget, it's not about the total budget is not as important as the per day budget. And here's the reason. Everybody's familiar with the concept of organic reach, right? Meaning if you post something, you post a picture of your kids or your puppies, right? It gets a ton of likes, right? You get a post a picture of a puppy, you're going to get like 100 likes. You post a picture about your open house and like 10 people are going to like it, right? That's the concept of organic reach, meaning Facebook knows when people are engaging in something, like giving hearts and saying how cute your puppy is, they show it to more and more people. We call that organic reach. The exact same concept applies to ads, meaning if Facebook runs an ad for you, right? They're going to run that. We're going to use that strategy that I just outlined for Stephanie. We're going to run Fayette listings in one of those other counties. If people like it and are engaging with it, they're going to continue showing it to more people, right? So just by using that data that we had on that website that I just showed you, you have an advantage because we know statistically it's more relevant. But what will happen is Facebook will continue to show it to more and more people as people engage with it up to your daily limit. So if your ad is going really well, but you have a $3 a day limit on it, when you get to $2.99, Facebook just shuts your ad off for the day and then they'll restart it the next day. So I always want to leave more space for the ad to run. And so if you're budgeting for this, I'd rather you spend less money, run a shorter ad, run a couple of them. That way you can experiment, right? So let's say you had a $100 budget. I'd rather you run 3 ads at $6 to $10 a day for a shorter period of time, and then pick the winner and then run that one for a longer period of time, if that makes sense. So you can duplicate and command your ad, take the ones that work, duplicate them, and then you can give it a bigger budget and let it go over a longer period of time once we've proven that those ads work. It's hard to get that data if you set your daily budget too low initially. You'll never get enough runway to really see if that ad's going to work or not. Is that helpful?
It's Michelle again. This is great
Yeah.
info. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love the idea of new construction because there's such limited inventory and a lot of folks in our area are going without a realtor to purchase new construction, which is super sad to me.
Yep.
So when you do that, are you promoting a specific builder's home or are you just saying new construction in general? Do you present it more like a, is it a market home? How do you do that?
Yeah, you can do both. Great question. So now I can show you. Hopefully this will load up. Let's see. So I'll show you the new construction ad. So and this is actually good. You set me up for one of the other things I teach during my Facebook ads class. So here's strategy number 2. So this is a new construction community in Myrtle Beach. Like I said, this is for an agent that I coach. I run ads for him and send them to him as well. And so I always follow this exact same format. First of all, very simple description at the top. Most agents go wrong by including too much information. And I also like to use emojis. Emojis are pattern interrupters, right? Emojis are still disproportionately sent by friends, right? We send them in text messages, we use them with each other. So when they show up in other contexts, it changes how people perceive them or perceive the communication. So I love to use emojis in ads. I keep them really, really simple, right? The house emoji, new construction home, a pin, then the location, and then a money bag, and then how much it costs, right? At the end of the day, that's the stuff people really want to know, and it's going to capture someone's attention. And then a nice picture. Now, here's the most important part, and you can see it in this ad. You have to have a hook. You have to have a call to action when you run an ad. If I got someone's attention with this picture, how do I get them to click? Because the beauty of Facebook ads on command is as soon as someone clicks learn more button, I'm automatically going to receive their full contact information, name, email, and phone number. It's going to go right into command. So all I have to do is get them to click that learn more button. They don't have to fill out any forms or anything after that. So here's the strategy I always use for that. Whatever is great about the property, you're going to put it in the description, but not in the picture. So you can see here, my description says, check out the pool, right? The only way you're seeing that pool is if you click that learn more button, right? I'm not going to show it to you in the picture. And so that's another common mistake I see agents make. They'll put too many pictures, like a carousel of photos in their ad. You have 2 seconds and 1 or 2 swipes to capture someone's attention and convince them to click that learn more button. So if you were going to advertise a listing that had a beautifully renovated kitchen, I'm going to maybe show a picture of the backyard, and then my description is going to say, check out this kitchen, right? And the only way you're checking out this kitchen is if you click the learn more button to go see the pictures. So that is a little strategy that I think really helps as well in terms of converting people. Again, the only goal is get them to click the learn more button. That will immediately capture our information, and then our drip campaign can start running. So So this one particularly, we just ran one new construction home. I just picked one out of this community. I also have done ads for like a whole community. So this is one. This is a new construction community in Boca Raton, which is here in South Florida. Starting price point is $1.9 million. The buyers for this community disproportionately come to South Florida from certain parts of New York and New Jersey. So we ran this ad there. Again, you can see here. Here I wanted to give two photos because again, these people are sitting in New York and New Jersey just being miserable. So I wanted to show them a beautiful pool and a sunny blue sky. But then, right, you see the language here is check out this kitchen, right? So they have to, they know, they want to see it, so they've got to click through to capture that information. So I'll either feature a community or one individual listing for a new home construction that can do really well. Here's what I'll tell you: a new home construction, your cost per lead is going to be a little bit higher, but the quality will be there, right? So I always think that's important to note. The other ad that I'm running right now in several markets. This is working in this ad's right now working in all of Florida. I think I'm running it in 5 markets in Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Illinois for agents that I work with, which is a bank-owned home list. Now, we're all real estate professionals. We all know that the real estate market is just about as strong as it's ever been, and that there are no distressed deals happening or foreclosure sales or anything like that. However, isn't the public perception of some percentage of people think the housing market is going to crash, right? There's just always people who think the worst is coming. So let's give them what they want. So this is an ad I run. We do have bank-owned homes. We find is that, right, there's always bank-owned REO properties for sale in the market. Now, they're not deals. They're not being discounted, right? The banks are smart. They want top dollar for them. However, if people want to believe that there's houses being sold at huge discounts, then I'm going to let them believe that and capture their contact information and then educate them afterwards. So this was a house that I had sold years ago. I made the picture black and white, right? So it looks really depressing, but foreclosure in big red letters across it. And you can see here the language talks about, right, get my bank-owned home list. Link below. Bank REO deals are back. Again, they never left. They're just not deals, but that's to we educate them after we convert them. So this ad's performing extremely well. This is getting our lowest cost per lead. We're well under $2 on this in all the markets we're running it. Stephanie asked, where do we get the foreclosure list? I actually pull them out of the MLS. So I obviously don't know your specific MLS, but most of them that I've worked through so far seem to have some field or category you can pull for REO or bank-owned property. And then when they click on the link in this ad, they just get sent to that MLS safe search. And then we have a follow-up drip campaign, again, fully automated through command. That's going to send them that link and then ask them a series of questions to try to convert them into a conversation about what their objectives are, what they're looking to purchase, things like that. So that's a great strategy to try as well.
Sorry, it's Michelle again. Sorry for all the questions.
Yeah,
So do you
don't
do
apologize. No, thank you.
Do you do a class that's outside of these calls? Do you just have one, or do you just create calls for this so that we could dive deeper into some of this?
Yeah, well, certainly I do. I try to run one online Zoom course every month and as well, but I'm happy to also come back and do one specifically for the One Team Network. So we can work that out either way. But yeah, there's a lot of shows. I also am happy to hop on and do a one-on-one. So if you follow me on Instagram, I have a link in my bio, which I can also post here in the chat. I have a bunch of free resources that I give away, and I'm always trying to bring some value. So you're all welcome to go there, download anything, and once you're in the download, you'll get emails notifying you of when we have upcoming webinars that we're going to do. So I don't charge for any of the webinars. I'm going to post this here. So there's a link to my online link. You can also get it in my Instagram bio. And then one of the things I just released, I just did a database a webinar earlier this month, which we've turned into a course. What I'm going to do for you all though, because I love Dana and I love the One Team Network and I want to support you guys. Here is a link to my database marketing class where I'm going to walk you through all of that. If you use promo code, please keep this confidential, it's just for you guys. Alice561, Alice is my 3-year-old. Alice561 is a promo code. It will waive the fee for you. So you're all able to get access. You can go on my Instagram, click the link in bio, or click that link I just put in the chat. You put in promo code Alice561 and you'll get the whole database marketing webinar that we did earlier this month at no charge. And then I also have other free resources that you can download on that link as well.
Thank you.
My pleasure. And Abby, we'll figure out a time to come on. I think it makes sense for me to do a Facebook lead gen class separate from this.
Yeah, for sure. We would love to have you back. This has been really good.
Excellent. Any other questions I can answer for you guys? We've got a little bit more time.
I'll ask a question. So you mentioned on the foreclosure ad, you automatically put them on a drip campaign, you send questions, all that. What do you use? You use like a Google sheet, or what is it? Use like a Survey Monkey? Like, what do you use to capture answers, and like what's your baseline for the questions that you're asking them to engage with them?
So great question. So I do it through Command Smart Plan. Hold on. So again, the beauty of having this all integrated is when you run your ad through Command, you can have it automatically not only tag someone, but also start the follow-up plan. So if I show, let me see if I pull some of these, right? So this is a great example for that REO bank-owned home list, right? It's going to immediately, as soon as they click learn more, they're going to come into Command. They're automatically going to get put on this smart plan. And it's going to send them this text message. Hi, contact name. This is Dan DeMott. You checked out my REO property list on Facebook, and I wanted to text you this link as well in case you need to refer back. Would you like me to send you new REO property as they become available? Link to current REO below. So then it has a link for that MLS safe search. So they get it, right? We've all had this experience. You click on something on social media because it's interesting, then you click away from it, and then you're never going to find it again. So we want to text it to them immediately. Also, right, again, the key with smart plans and follow-up is questions. Questions convert people, right? So the question here is, would you like me to send you new REO properties as they become available? We get a lot of people that just respond right off this one, right? They'll just say yes. And then I'm going to hop into Command, right? We get the notifications on our phone. So I'm going to hop in and say, great, I'd love to have a conversation with you to understand your criteria so I can make sure you're getting the right properties, right? Now, if they don't respond off that, then we're going to go on to the next level, right? And then so we send it to them by email as well, same message basically. Then 3 days later, we send another text message. Hi, contact name. Just wanted to follow up and make sure you received the bank-owned property list. Are you looking to purchase for investment or personal use? Right. So again, that question. Again, we'll get a certain percentage here who will say, oh, I'm gonna flip, or oh no, I'm looking for my personal house. And again, another opportunity to just try to get them to get on the phone with you and have a conversation or engage in a two-way text message. What are you looking for? You know, what are your criteria? Things like that. So anything that's going to really help convert and eventually lead to something that could be an appointment. And then if that doesn't convert them, a couple of days, 3 days later, it's going to send them this message. This is one of my favorites. We do really well with this to get the most motivated people. Hi, contact name. If we were able to find you a property that met your needs at a price that is below market value, would you be ready to purchase within the next 3 to 6 months? Right. So that's a high intent question by design. But this converts really, really well in terms of getting people to start a conversation with us, because obviously in order for me to find you a property that meets your needs, we need to have a conversation about what those needs are. Let's see. Stephanie has the smart plans, public and searchable in command. I do have some that are available. If you'd like this one specifically, I'm happy to share it. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Shared. So if you search for my name, it will come up. And you can see I have a few others, some newsletters and things like that. Open house drip campaign. So I try to share things when I can. Yeah, Stephanie, lead follow up. So you really leverage automation and leverage text message. That's really key. Certainly been for us the biggest advantage is leaning into a lot more text message communication and automate it when you can. And asking those questions, right? If this, then that. If same thing on the seller side, right? The number one question we get on seller leads that converts is, if I could get you more above market price for your house in less than 30 days, would you consider selling? Right? Now, how do you define those things, right? How do you define above market? How do you define below market? How do you define someone's needs? That's all fungible, but it's designed to get someone to start that conversation with you. Any other questions? Well, we've got a couple more minutes.
Hey, I know you said you've stepped out of sales and into leadership and all of that fun stuff. You run a team, correct? You still have your own team. What percentage of your team's closings are online leads versus Sphere versus like open houses?
Yeah, database about 60%. And then probably about 20 to 25% circle prospecting, and the rest online leads. All right. Well, I really appreciated my time with you guys. I think that we found some ways to bring value, which is awesome. Like I said, I'm super easy to get a hold of. If you message me on social media, that's always great. I'm also going to put my email and phone number in the chat. And then the other thing is, like I said, if you download anything off of my website, you'll go in and you'll get emails about any upcoming courses. I always try to do something for free every month for people to participate in. And then I do also have on my link a one-to-one meeting. So if you have other questions as a follow-up to this, or you try to implement this and you struggle, I don't charge anything. For anyone that I ever speak in front of, you can book a one-on-one 30-minute Zoom call for us, and I'm happy to help you in any way I can. All right. That's it. Abby, anything else you need to plug before we let everybody go?
Nope, I think that's it. Thanks so much. This has been great. And thanks for all the resources. We love those.
My pleasure. I'm happy I could help, and I wish you all a ton of success. If there's anything I can do, reach out. And of course, if you know anybody moving to South Florida, keep me in mind.
We got you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everyone.